Hi, my name is Owen Reich, and we're out here at the Bask Retreat Center bridge. And one of my jobs out here is for habitat restoration, as well as designing garden-like spaces around the retreat spaces.
My name's McManigal. I'm the property manager out here at Bask Retreat Center. Today we are out here on our newly constructed bridge. We have a real exciting project that we're working on right now in restoring this creek and bringing it back to the way that it's always been. So we're going to be doing a lot of things here in the next month and a half to really make this creek come alive. And it's something that we're really super excited about.
Bask's creek that runs right through the middle of the property is called Wade's Branch Creek, and it is a tributary to Beaver Dam Creek and then eventually the Duck River. So many of the species that live in the Duck River swim all the way up here and have part of their life cycle here, such as for spawning or for, a retreat during the summer from, the mainstream waterways. So as we restore these bridges and get the siltation levels and all of the things with the stream banks resolved, we're going to be able to promote and preserve a lot more wildlife here. And also we're going to be able to have guests interact with the waterway in a non-damaging and sustainable way.
One of the first stages that we're going to be accomplishing in this project is actually building a road up to our new bridge. So as you can see, we're starting to get a few different loads of rocks delivered locally. We have some larger rock down over here that we're going to be actually using as the base to start actually building up the ground up to the bridge. And then we're going to be using this smaller rock to kind of be filling in those gaps. And here pretty quickly, we'll actually be able to have a workable ramp and road to be able to actually utilize our new bridge. We're over here on the other side of the bridge now. One of the very first things that we are going to have to do over here to make a nice little entry to our new bridge is we're going to have to be doing some selective removal of some of the trees over here. We have a few large poplar trees that we will be removing, and we will be using them to actually reinforce the bank and make it an actual part of our whole restoration and making it beautiful. So the second stage to this creek restoration project that we will be doing once we have the road to the new bridge completed is we will be removing this low creek crossing bridge. Right now it is built into the ground. It goes through the creek. So our plan is going to be actually to remove this so we can actually have the creek flow like it's meant to. Right now, this bridge just slows everything down. It only has 3 culverts in it, so it just creates a big bottleneck right here. Our plan is to remove this low bridge, which will then make this creek actually flow the way that it's intended to. So once we have this low bridge removed, we're going to make a low creek crossing bridge. So we'll use some of these larger rocks and some other smaller rocks to actually build a solid base underneath this, so then we can still get large trucks in and out of here, emergency personnel, anything large equipment wise that we need is still going to be able to go through here. But the plan will be on the high side of the bridge over here is that we're going to start taking some of that ground actually out back there, so we have a really nice ramp that just subtly comes down into the creek. Like you can almost picture like a boat ramp where you'll be able to kind of just like walk nicely. You'll be able to go in the creek and experience everything that the water and the creek offers. We want to do things like actually, placing Adirondack chairs into the creek so you can actually sit in there and take it all in. But by removing this low bridge, it's going to bring this creek back to the way it should be, and it's going to give us the ability to really make this a feature here at Bask Retreat Center.
So after the old bridge is removed and we stabilize the roadway around this section, we are going to be direct sticking cuttings in the area into the creek edges and the creek itself. And so these are silky dogwood, elderberry, black willow, and we haven't found any silky willow yet, but we're looking for those. And then Cephalanthus occidentalis, which is buttonbush. So basically what we'll do is we'll take these dormant staves, we'll stick them into the ground, and some of them will live, hopefully all of them will, but this process is in-house and sustainable. So as these root and grow, we can then take cuttings from them and further restore the entire creek. This section of the creek has been dammed in part by a fallen tree, an old sycamore that passed away. And then our local, what we think is a juvenile beaver, came in and jammed this up, which is actually not a bad thing, right? So this has backfilled that section of the creek and raised the water level for more fish and other wildlife to use. And it's also eliminated most of the invasive species that were further up the creek from us that used to live here when the creek's water level was lower. So the beaver is actually fixing this ecosystem without any involvement from us. All we have to do is stay out of the way.